When I graduate this master's and certification program, my immediate vision is to teach preschool or early elementary. But if I were to explore outside of my current career goals, I would consider being an education consultant or even owning a small preschool. I owned a business for about 3 years, and I got to do both those things on a limited scope, so I think it would be really great to get to work with individual families again or work with organizations to develop curriculum if I weren't teaching in a public school. So after becoming familiar with and really valuing the many figures who influenced education, I chose Frederick Froebel as the one who was most influential in my chosen job in this field. He is known as the father of kindergarten, and like most educators would agree, young children learn best through play, which he also believed. But what really spoke to me is that he believed that children learn best with items found in nature, materials found in nature. And this really resonated with me because I grew up with a mother who taught me that nature is the ultimate resource for eco-friendly play. It fostered a really great love for all living things, even the smallest of living things. And my sister and I, we just played in our backyard. It's a large backyard for hours. My dad built a tree fort, and we just lived in, a dozen different worlds using our imagination, which was a really great way to grow up. Some of my best memories are when we had rainstorms, because I grew up on Long Island, New York. So lots of rainstorms. My mom would let us play in the mud all we wanted, slip and slide in it, and then she'd kind of hose us off at the back door, bring us in for a nice warm shower. And then my father, spends all year finding firewood and chopping it and storing it for the cooler seasons. So he would, put the wood into the wood-burning stove, and we would sit in front of it and get all nice and warm in the evening. But obviously we wouldn't do that in preschool, but a lot of the other things that I did growing up and that my kids get to do too is going on nature walks and finding items in nature to bring inside, like leaves to make leaf rubbings with, or building mobiles or different kinds of art or building. So that is one of the reasons that I chose Frederick Froebel as the person who influenced where I want to go kind of in my field. But the most compelling reason that I selected him is his contribution to early learning with finger plays and games. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have my first master's in library science. I specialize in early literacy. And one of the coolest things I got to do in that part of my career was do a lot of presentations. I was actually selected by the state library to improve library programming on a statewide level. And I got to do that. I got to work with libraries, in all different counties in Arizona. But one of the things that I would do is present this curriculum. It's Every Child Ready to Read to parents, to educators, to other librarians. So I focus a lot on early literacy. I do believe it's the foundation for all learning and all future learning. But some of the fun finger plays that I do, I kind of brought with me. I don't have my blackbirds, I do have my redbirds today. And you've probably heard of these finger plays before. And I do always try to use something visual to really drive those connections home. So we're not only like using our voices, our words, we're using our eyes, we're using our fingers, and we're just making all these connections. So, two little redbirds sitting on a hill, one named Jack and one named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack, come back, Jill. And of course there's the other adaptations, like two little redbirds sitting on a cloud, one named Quiet and one named Loud. Or two little redbirds sitting in the snow, one named Fast and one named Slow. Bye, redbirds. This is an apple. What I do is I do this finger play with the kids. And then I give them all like a little red paper apple, a die cut apple with a hole in the middle so they can use their finger. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. I found an apple on the ground. It looked delicious, red and round. I picked it up and took a nibble. Oh my goodness, there was a worm in the middle. I'm using my tiny portable flannel board, which is probably better for this video anyway. This is another well-known one. It's 5 in the bed. There were 5 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and whoop, one fell out. Just counting down. And Frederick Froebel also talked about playing games, you know, child and educator, child and mother playing games. And this is one of my favorite ones to do in a small group. I have a dog bowl. I bought it just for this game. And I have all these bones that I cut out of poster board. And on every bone, there is a letter. So what the kids would do, the bones would be upside down. The kids would take turns passing the bowl around and picking a bone and saying the letter out loud. Like F, for example. If they don't know the letter, they can always ask a friend. But then I have some fun ones in here, like woof. So if a child picks woof, they can show everybody, and then everyone gets to say woof 2 times. So woof, woof. And there's also one in here that says, let's see if I can find it. If not, I'll just tell you. It says good dog. So if a child gets one of the bones that says good dog, they would show it to, there we go, I found it. They would, you know, show it to all their friends, and then everyone gets to pat their head and say, good dog. And it's just a fun way to reinforce what we're learning and teaching in preschool. So I think finger plays are fabulous because they're super fun. The kids love them, they ask for them. And while they're doing them, they're learning all these pre-reading and writing skills like phonological awareness and vocabulary and fine motor strength and so on. So to conclude this presentation, my immediate and humble goals, like I mentioned, are to become a certified teacher so that I can bring my experience and passion for literacy into my own classroom. I'm super fortunate. I work in a Reggio preschool classroom. So again, we do actually use a lot of materials from nature for learning and playing. But in this classroom I work in, my supervising teacher really values what I bring to the table and has been so welcoming for me to bring my many props and materials and books and ideas into the classroom. I do all the science lessons. I enhance the lesson plans just with what I can bring to the table in that. So I'm super lucky. I love my position. Of course, I would like a different salary. So becoming a certified teacher is really important to me. So in the long run, I would like to be part of early child care and education reform. My own children are almost 7 and 9 now, and they've gone through the preschool, daycare system, and I can't state it enough that it's simply not affordable. Even as working full time, it was very, very challenging to send them to child care so that I could do my job. And it really needs to be affordable, if not completely free for families. These years or year before children enter kindergarten and their minds and brains are growing so much, it really needs to be more accessible to them. But more importantly, I think that standards need to be increased for the title of teacher in early childhood, and that as a profession, it needs to be elevated and not primarily just, babysitting as kids are getting ready to enter school. So I will ramble on and on about early literacy, and I know that there's so many things that I still need to learn and want to learn, and I'm excited to learn about, being a teacher in my own classroom. So I'm super excited to be part of this program, and I look forward to completing this class and the whole program. So thanks a lot. Bye.